So this is the review sheet for response and regulation 4.5. So first one, name our 5 sense organs. We have our skin, our tongue, not our mouth, eyes, ears and nose. And the stimulus is our skin detects heat and pressure, our tongue detects chemicals, our eyes detect light, ears detect sound, and our nose also detects chemicals. Your sense organs act as a group of receptors which respond to a specific stimulus and transmit electrical impulses along the central nervous system. What 3 things form our central nervous system? So it's our brain, our spinal cord and all of our nerves. 2 things that form the central nervous system though are just our brain and our spinal cord sending a message up to our brain. A reflex action is a movement that we make and we do it because it's automatic and protective. You don't think about it. If you put your hand on something hot, you don't think, oh my God, it's getting really, really hot. I best move my hand. You straight away pull your arm back. Draw and label a reflex arc. So when you put your hand on something hot, for example, your stimulus is heat. We have receptor cells in our skin that detect the heat. From that then, an electrical impulse is sent along a sensory neuron. Then it goes to a relay neuron in our spinal cord. Then the electrical impulse goes back down the motor neuron to an effector, which is always either a muscle or a gland. And that causes an effect. So the effector, if you put your hand on something hot, is going to cause your muscles to contract to pull your hands away. What is homeostasis? It's maintaining internal body temperature. Why do humans need it? For chemical processes such as respiration. A lot of the processes in our bodies require enzymes, and enzymes like optimum temperatures. We can't go too high, too low, because it will denature our enzymes. What is negative feedback? Negative feedback is causing a change to maintain an internal environment. So, for example, like temperature. What happens to our skin when we are too cold? So with our skin, when we are too cold, we have vasoconstriction, and that is where our blood vessels narrow to prevent heat loss. And then we obviously shiver when we're cold, and our hair erector muscle contracts, and with that the hairs stand up. When we're too hot, on a hot day when we're too hot, we have the opposite. So we have vasodilation, so our blood vessels widen, which allows heat to escape from our skin. With that then, we also sweat. Our sweat gland produces sweat and it's released through the sweat pore. Our hair erector muscle relaxes and the hairs on our skin lie flat. I'm going to work my way up. What causes type 1 diabetes and how is it treated? So we have the body doesn't produce insulin, or the pancreas, and it is treated via insulin injections. What causes type 2 diabetes and how is it treated? The body doesn't respond to insulin, and to treat it, they have a healthy diet. They watch what they eat, but they don't eat too many sugary treats. How does your pancreas control your glucose levels? Well, it produces hormones to increase or decrease blood glucose. So if we look at it, it produces insulin, which is a hormone, and insulin decreases blood glucose. And it decreases blood glucose because it converts glucose into glycogen. If you then look at glucagon, it increases when we've got low blood glucose level. If you've skipped a meal, for example, it converts that glycogen which we store in our liver, back into glucose, which is released into the bloodstream, so our glucose level then increases. Hormones act as chemical messengers. Hormones in your body include insulin. Where are hormones produced? Give examples. So in our pancreas, our main one, where a lot of our hormones are produced. How are hormones and nerves different? So hormones are chemicals, okay? Nerves are cells, and our nerves are very fast acting. Okay, and there is our review sheet for response and regulation.